You just look at it and you know it's Anna Griffin, right? You know that signature style. So elevated, so beautiful, so gorgeous. I mean, everything you could possibly need. And I'm so excited about this because this has not only got great, great dyes for the ladies, it's also got them for the men as well. So whether you're making cards or crafts or anything you're doing for either side, you're completely covered today. And our price today is amazing at $119.95. It's gonna retail for $145 after today, so make sure you stock up on it. But what you're getting here is some brand new dye technology. Now, normally, you know, when you're embossing or debossing or you're cutting whatever projects you're cutting in one of your machines, you know, you got to go through all these different steps. You know, you got to with the inks and the cutting and the embossing, all that. Well, what if we told you there was a way to do it all in one? Well, that's what Anna's created because she's put together a collection of not only amazing dyes, all right, and you get 21 impression dyes with this. You get 8 of the pigment pads, but remember, you also can ink your dyes with those special pigmented inks. So it completely cuts out a whole bunch of steps. You're gonna love everything that you get. Item number is 096831. So you're gonna get 21 impression dyes. You get 8 of the pigment pads. You get that beautiful, gorgeous storage box to go with it. And one of the real great bonuses of this as well is you're gonna get an online coupon code to be able to go to her dyes finishing school. So any kind of tutorials or techniques or tips or tricks, Anna and her team is gonna be there to help you out. You will absolutely love it. We're gonna go through everything in the set. You can't find it anywhere else. It is exclusive right here in HSN. And remember, 5 flex pay on all crafts, and we reduced the shipping on this today's special down to only $5. 096831. Let me introduce you to our star of the day. And she is amazing, and she's a good friend. And I'm telling you, she makes things for everybody. She elevates any of your crafts, whether you're a beginner or you're an expert. You're gonna love what we have in store for you. Let's say hi to Miss Anna Griffin. Hi, Anna. Okay, oh, she's not ready yet? All right, we'll get her. There she is. I see her. Oh, we're trying to get her to be able to talk. All right, we're working on her audio. So what I want to show you is just some of the different things that you can do. As I mentioned, there are designs not only for the men, but for the women. And you'll see over here on one side, we've done some cards, and here's the dyes that go along with it that are a little bit more of a feminine touch. You see her traditional beautiful florals and all those layered looks, and you get all the dyes to go with it. And then over to my right, you'll see there's a little more of the geometric designs. You've got the airplane, you've got things that aren't so frou-frou-flory, are flowery. So if you are doing, you know, Father's Day cards and things like that, or birthdays for guys, you've got something that's a little more on the masculine side. So when I talked to Anna earlier, she goes, it's so perfect that I'm actually working with you because we have lots of stuff for the guys coming up a little bit later in the hour as well. So while we get Anna ready to go here, I want to remind you about the Autoship, because you're going to get everything that I talked about in your first shipment. But if you sign up for Autoship, an Autoship is basically a program we have here at HSN where we will continue to send you new designs. You automatically come involved in it. You can cancel at any time. You can skip whatever you want. We just showed you September. This is December. It's called the Sweetheart Impression Dyes and Ink. So you'll get separate ink pads and separate dyes for that as well at $52.95 plus your $5 shipping. We're also going to give you one in March. This is called the Fresh Air Impression Dyes and Ink. So that would be your next shipment. And remember, you're not committed to anything. It's just you're at the front of the line when it comes in, so you're not going to have it sold out on you. So get it home. All right, we've got Anna all ready to go, and she's all dressed all pretty in red, and she's standing by. Hi, Anna. It's good to see you.
Hi. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Guy. You know, you are so excited about this today's special launch, and then we have some audio problem, and it's all fixed now.
Yay.
I'm with you. I want to show you the card that I made just for you.
Oh, okay. I gotta see it.
Look at this. Right, look at this. It says, for a great guy.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes. Yes, it's just for you.
You're the best.
And you want to talk about making an impression?
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of card that combines beautiful stamping and die cutting and embossing all in one amazing product, okay? We're able to create letterpress printing effects, right? Pressing ink down into the paper and combining that with beautiful embellishments. And you just, I mean, I cannot tell you how excited excited I am about being able to have this for HSN today. We designed it just for you. And when we did this, it was, I mean, we're talking about brand new technology. And for me, that means die technology, right?
Yeah.
Cutting, we do some of the most beautiful embossed and die cut dies, right? That we run through our Empress machine all the time, or any machine that you have, right? We know how to die cut and emboss. But this incredible box, okay, I'm gonna open this and show you. What we've done is we've created a craft box that has everything that you need, right? So we have impression dies with instructions, beautiful examples on how to ink the die. That's the brand new technology. It has a coating, a special coating on each die that allows you to take a pigment ink and coat it on the surface just like you would a regular stamp. And then it's going to cut and emboss just like a regular die. So we're no longer having to suffer through 4 to 5 steps to stamp an impression, or make a stamp impression and then find a die to match it and then put it together. We're giving you 8 beautiful ink pads in our perfect palette. These are water-based inks. That's what you need because you don't want to disturb this surface that is on the die. And I just can't tell you, I'm gonna put this together and I'm gonna show you how incredible these work. Okay, so this is a really neat thing. All right, so if you see right here, the impression dies will deboss and emboss and die cut just by themselves, all right? So both of these are just that with our matte gold foil cardstock. But then if you ink the face of the die, it's going to press the ink into the paper like letterpress printing and very much like a rubber stamp. Now, if you take an ink color that's the same color as your paper, you can impress that beautiful color into the paper for a tonal effect.
Oh, yeah.
So the impression dies are not only going to act like dies, right? Just like regular dies. Mm-hmm. They're going to give you incredible 3-dimensional texture into matte foil paper. And then if you ink them, you're going to get these beautiful, wow, impressions. So there's 21 dies. I told you, I think earlier, I thought there were 20. There are 21. They're designed to give you exactly what I say makes a great card: an icon, a background, a corner, and we're doing masculine and feminine energy icons to give you, just like, you know, I think about you, Guy, when you're crafting, you love to have us as crafters on, and I don't always make things just for you. And to think that we can give you a card now that's not floral.
Look at it, and I played football, so that's a really, see, I love that. And you know what? Yeah. What's so neat too, Anna, is that they're all one of a kind, right? They're all unique in their own special way. And I love the fact, because I've done a lot of different crafting shows. I've never seen that before, where you can actually impress the ink while you're cutting, right? And then what do you just wipe the die off right afterwards?
You do.
Yeah.
You use a little wet wipe,
yeah,
and that's what's so great about this. So I'm going to show you. Oh, that's me doing it right here in our studio.
Love
that's
it.
That's really how easy it is. It's exactly just that. So it's like taking a die. Now, a regular die you cannot ink. And what's interesting to me about that is that because it's the metal coating, you can't actually get it to work, right? It will not work. So I'm going to take my my pretty little die here, and all we're going to do, I'm going to use the teacup and the pigment ink. And when you get these pigment inks at home, one thing I would do is what we call buttering the toast, and take a little plastic knife and raise the ink to the surface of that ink pad with something like this little plastic knife. And then I'm going to press it into the stamp die. And you can do this with different types of pressure, all right? And I'm just using a scrap piece of paper. And on my plate system here, right, I already have an impression die that I like, and I'm going to show you how fast this actually works on just regular foil paper. And you're going to take your die and we're just going to put it face down on the mat. And I'm using my cute little Empress Mini because it is so fast, and it'll get the job done in just 2 seconds flat. And when you want to do this, okay, so when you start working with the impression dies for the first time, all right, ready? I'm going to show you this one first. I think this is just so beautiful. I have a little tool in one and I want to get this out. All right, so there we got that gorgeous impression, right? Just one little quick pass. Now, I did not have to do anything really except add the ink to the same impression die, and it looks like I took all of my rubber stamps out of my craft cabinet, and I had really done a lot of work. And so, look at this, guy. This is what it used to be like, all right?
Yeah.
We used to have to find the stamp,
there's
a
step
clear
one.
stamp, find the mount.
Yep.
And if we were good at it, right, if we were great at it, we could probably make that impression and stamp that. But then we'd have to go find the die, and then we'd have to stick the die to the paper. Then we'd have to run it through our machine, right? And then 9 times out of 10, we're not going to get this to be as perfect as what just happened. So that's where we've combined what was 4 steps into just 1, and we've done that in such a beautiful way.
Yeah, you know what? And again, you've eliminated 3 or 4 steps just by doing that, and the end result is better, right? Because you know you have less chances to make mistakes when you're doing all that extra work between the stamping and the inking and using the dies and the machine. There's a lot of room for error. With Anna, it's not. And remember, you're getting 21 dies to go with this, 8 of the pigment pads, and the colors are gorgeous. You can see some of Anna's signature colors of all these beautiful hues right here. And you get the box to go with it, so everything is nice and organized. And I love that Anna does that because, you know, you want to make sure you keep everything in its right place. We've got some other storage coming up a little bit later, but I love that everything is right there. We are extremely busy. We did not bring in a ton of these today, all right? And they will, I'd be very surprised if they're going to meet or be around for past probably mid-afternoon tomorrow. This is just one of those Today Specials that everybody's been waiting for. I know Anna said she reached out to a lot of her fan base and all of her customers. Everybody's been waiting for this. You can't find it anywhere else. Already, you can see 1,100, close to 1,200 available. And I'm going to go through with Anna. I want to go through Autoship. So Anna, let's talk about what they're going to get in September.
Okay, well, we're right out of the gate for September, you're going to get a new 10-piece impression die set. And what's so beautiful about that, they're for Christmas, and you get 4 pigment inks, 2 different reds, a gold, and a green. And so that is coming in September, plenty of time to get your Christmas cards done. And then the next auto ship is in December, and that is our Sweetheart set. And that's all about love and anniversaries and beautiful pink, red, lavender, and gray in the ink colors. And then in the spring, you'll get the Fresh Air impression dyes and inks, all with a really great spring color palette. And again, the same configuration of a beautiful background frame, gorgeous icons, everything that makes a pretty composition on the front of a card. Now, if you want to see, we've made a few things with those auto ships just so that you can see how gorgeous they are. That tree works so beautifully. There's the frame in the background, and really just however you want to work with these, we have that gorgeous 3D effect from the impression. And then with the Sweetheart, we have a fabulous little Cupid and roses and, again, corners and things that make beautiful Valentines. I don't have the Fresh Air samples yet, but as soon as they come in, we will be doing all kinds of things that really inspire people to create. So I want to show you how easy it is to actually clean up from that. You know, if you were working with a rubber stamp or something that, a clear stamp, you just use a little wet wipe to remove the water-based ink, okay, from the die. And you can also run this through multiple times. So like that impression, I could have gone back through and had a lighter impression than the one that I got with the teacup. It's that simple and that easy. So when we're talking about being able to work with a bigger die, right? See, these are not small. This is a full background die, and I'm using the fresh green ink. And this is so fun because when I look at this on the paper, I can only see the ink actually transferring here, but you can't really see it on the face of the impression die. And I don't think you should worry at this point, because what's going to happen, I'm gonna just put this down and show you, right? We're going face down. Unlike a rubber stamp where you worry about getting all this on your hands, this actually travels really well and fast. You know, when you're working with a rubber stamp, we end up with just, I don't know, it's messy, but this is not messy. This is so beautiful. Watch this. So we're gonna take this away. I'm gonna give my perfect frame in what is, you know, a fresh green. And being in the invitation business for 27 years, let me tell you, letterpress printing, that's what this feels like and looks like. This is going to be something that's a really high-end printing technique, and it's done on large presses. And now we can do it with just our beautiful dies. So I'm gonna assemble a card with both of these just so that you can see how easy it is to add these to your cards. So if you were, we made a really pretty impression die card set, a card and envelope set, and you see how the design of the corners in that card set match the impression dies here in the corner of this page. Isn't that nice?
Oh my gosh.
It's just so pretty.
I love it.
You can blind emboss this, all right? So that was the first way that you can do these. So they look like, you know, beautiful Dresden embellishments. Then taking that beautiful layer that I just used and putting it on top of that gold, that's gonna give you something beautiful. And we'll go back to that little blue teacup and add that to the front of this. And then we have a really beautiful composition. So, it's great, right? It's easy.
I watch you, whenever I watch you put your cards together, I just sit here and I'm just like, because I watch, you know, the one layer at a time, and I love how with the, you know, with like you had mentioned, almost like letterpress, it has a different look than if it's just, you know, if you just stamped it right on top of the page. It has that three-dimensional look, and that's the whole difference, because you're actually pressing that ink in, so it gets that texture, it gets that depth, so it's a completely different look. And when you, you know, stack like we're doing here, and you do those layers, you get these wonderful 3D cards that, you know, people know that you made them yourselves, you know, because otherwise, where are you gonna find cards? You're gonna go out and spend $15 on a card, you're gonna do it yourself. With this kit, you can do all that. Remember, 21 dies are included, the ink pads are included, and remember, whether you're just debossing or whether you're cutting, whatever it is that you're doing, you can also add the ink right to the die, so now you can transfer that color right on it as it's being cut. I mean, to me, that's the big deal here, is that you are saving so many steps, and I think, Anna, the end result is gonna look better.
It does. It looks amazing. And we have this really beautiful color palette of inks that you're seeing with this. We have sage green, we have beautiful subtle taupe. We have colors that don't, you know, they're just not all in your face. They're just beautiful. And I'm the queen of subtlety. But I do want to show you some things when we started working with these dies as if they were stamps. Both of these examples show you what it looks like if you stamp the pigment ink and impress it into the paper, but then go back and use an embossing powder, just like a regular stamp would take. They work beautifully. And then we had lots of people ask us if we would test our Go Press and foil with these dies, and that works as well. So you can impress foil, it's a heat process. One thing that we didn't do, you know, it worked, but we also, you know, are protective of this coating that takes the ink. So I would think that too much heat over time could erode that coating, but I did want to show people that because there were so many questions about it before we started. But just look at this. Let's do one quick one with the ink on the, let's do the airplane, and let's do it onto the color of the paper, right? So the colored paper, which is the blue, and then our pretty little die, and we just want to drop it on. And then one of the things that if the ink is too wet for some reason, if you just drop this actually onto the paper before it goes onto the paper on the mat, then you end up with a nice sort of first pass that you don't have to worry about getting. So here we go, one more time with my little tool-in-one. There we go. Perfectly printed airplane.
Wow.
Impressed. It's completely embossed. All the line work is embossed. It's easy and it's fun, and it's going to give us really great impressions, Guy.
Yeah. And it's brand new, all right? You can't find it anywhere else. We're the only ones that have it right now, so get it home. You see our reduction in price. It's going to be $145 tomorrow night at midnight, if there are any left, which I don't expect there will be. I think we only had about, maybe 12,000, 11,000 to start. We've already sold 1,500, and we've only been on this for about 15 minutes or so. So get it home. $23.99 is all you will pay on FlexPay. FlexPay is just a way to split up the payments. Remember, Autoship is outselling single ship. You can just get the single ship if you want, but people are excited about having the option for the future designs down the road, and they come at the best times too. So get it home. 096831 is your item number. Again, I'll tell you everything you're getting. Remember, 21 of the dies, so you get some that are in the more masculine theme, so we get the trophy and the airplane, and then just some more sort of more geometric patterns over here. On this side, butterflies and florals, little teacup, little corner pieces, those are all included. And remember, what's special about these dies is that you can take and you can ink the dies themselves, and then when you pull your pieces out, whatever you've cut, they already have color to them. And they have the impression in there as well, so you get that three-dimensional look to the color. So one more time, I'm going to go through Autoship. So if you do want to sign up for that, which is what most people are getting, in September you'll get a glorious impression, and you'll see there's a lot of holiday themes there, right? So you've got wreaths, and you've got trees, and you got all that great stuff, plus all the great borders. That will come September 2021. Our second Autoship is December, and of course you'll see there's lots of other themes there. You've got heart themes and the little angel there, and lots of other designs there. That comes in December. That's called Sweetheart Impression, and the inks that you'll get along with that. And then in March, we get Fresh Air Impression. So as a breath of spring comes into your world, you will have a great way to be able to create all kinds of great cards and fun things in the crafting world then. So sign up for it. You can cancel at any time. You're going to absolutely love it. Now, Anna, I know we have a couple things we want to mention while we're here. We have and if you could just give me like just a couple of seconds on it, we have the 48-piece foil impression cards and envelopes.